going to inbound
No
the ball.
foul, no
Nice
foul.
pick. Bruce Simpson, no problem. 6, 5, 4. He's going to go. Shot is blocked. Foster, long shot at the buzzer. Good! Good! The game is over! The game counts! Foster at the buzzer hits a 3 from half court! Oh my! Oh my! Foster at the buzzer from half court! The Dogs beat the Ramblers. The Ramblers can't believe it. They want somebody to check it. Let's see. Let's see if they keep it.
Well,
let's see. Meadville fans are going crazy.
I think the shot was definitely good.
Where's the officials? They left the court. The shot is good. The Dogs win 72-69 on a half-court shot by Amani Foster.
That was the scene just a couple days ago at the House of Thrills. The game called by Mike Fiorillo and the professor, Vic Kress. Joining us this morning is Mr. Mike Fiorillo himself. Good morning, Mike. How are you?
Good morning, Luke. Coming from you from the water tower here at Meadville. I'm very cold here, sitting on top of the water tower, but it is a beautiful sight from here.
It is, especially this morning.
Yeah.
What a game, huh?
What a great game. An historic game for Meadville. Probably one of the classic games in the history of high school basketball for Meadville High School. It was a packed house, kind of brought back the days of the 80s. Our pep band was there, big student contingent was there, a lot of people from the community, people from Erie Prep, of course. Just a great game. So happy for the young people at Meadville. And now they've won 9 in a row after defeating Central Catholic last week, a very good team out of Pittsburgh. And, of course, Prep, one of the best teams in the state. Meadville was able to pull it off.
You know, Vic had an interesting quote in your promo. With the record that the Bulldogs have this season, were they really considered the underdog?
They were for a couple of reasons. Number one, Prep was 5-2 coming in, but their 2 losses one was to a nationally ranked team. They played in Florida and Alabama and so forth. I had a game up in New York State. And by the way, they came to Meadville with their own bus. That's Cathedral Prep right on it. That's pretty impressive.
Wow.
So I guess my envelopes and Chris's and Vic's envelopes would be have been helping to pay for Prep's new bus. So because we're both Catholics and we both go to church, so I'm glad we can contribute there. But seriously, they've always had a great team. They have 4 outstanding shooters, and one's last name is McBride, and his sister is Kayla McBride, who, if you follow girls basketball, she's in the WNBA now. She went to Notre Dame from. I think she went to Mercyhurst Prep and then went to Notre Dame. She was outstanding at Notre Dame. Lost twice in the finals to Connecticut. Of course, who beats Connecticut girls, right?
Right.
But, she was outstanding for the University of Notre Dame also. So, her little brother is on Prep's team. He's quite a shooter himself, but it was a great game. But Amani Foster, enough superlatives can't be said about that young man. And Coach McElhaney played him, started him as a 9th grader 4 years ago at guard. And a lot of people questioned Coach McElhaney at the time, especially when you start a 9th grader. And some people weren't, they weren't sure if Coach McElhaney had any idea what he was doing. And I'm going to ask him that tonight when they interview him for tomorrow's game, because I can remember people in the stands. How people have always can coach better from the stands.
Right.
Well, the man knew what he had. Starting his sophomore year, he started playing really well. Junior year last year was outstanding. To the fact that Vic's nickname for him is Kyrie, because Vic says he reminds me of Kyrie Irving. Now, that's a lot to put on a young kid, but he's just a phenomenal basketball player, and he was so hot. Meadville had the lead 24-9 at the end of the first quarter. He had 20 points.
Wow. And he ended up with what?
46.
46. That's incredible.
Including the game winner, and he says in the paper that he knew it was going in, but one thing I forgot to mention when I called, and you can see it on the video, it banked. So the bank was open for Amani. So the bank did.
Wow.
But it was a great shot by the young man. And by the way, and when you see the replay of the game, he also made the block on the Prep player. He blocked the shot. The ball was loose. Samir Wolford picked it up. Monty raced down court, had the presence of mind to get down there. He hit him just as he crossed the midcourt line. He threw it up, and the rest is history, as they say.
Well, you talk about just a heads-up play to begin with, to know how much time's on the clock, to know where you are on the court. You don't get that outside of through experience,
Exactly. Court awareness is...
absolutely.
Yeah, and he does, and he's a quiet young man. And it's interesting. I interviewed his brother at halftime because his brother Artrell is a starting secondary defensive back for Temple University, which is a great academic institution. And Artrell will be a senior coming in. They asked him about his new coach coming in and scheduled a meeting with him to film him on Armstrong next week before he goes back to Temple. And I said to him at halftime, I said, "How do you like your brother's performance?" And he said, "I didn't know my little brother could shoot that well." Which I thought was great, you know. So, yeah, just great family. Their mom's an elementary teacher here in Meadville. Her and her mom, their grandma, have done a great job raising those two young men. So, just class people.
Well, very exciting game. And now you guys play what, tomorrow night?
We play tomorrow night against Sharon. It's kind of a scary game if you worry about every game. Sharon comes in at 5-4. That's a non-region game, but it's up at Sharon. And the reason why it could be a little scary for me, well, it could be a big letdown. You know, when you win a big game like that, by the way, Meadville had to win it during the regulation because they were exhausted. I think Prep might have beat us in overtime there. They played 9 people. Meadville played 6. By the way, Foster did not come out the entire game.
Wow.
He was completely exhausted. He didn't have 1 minute of rest. So, you know, they will come into tomorrow night's game still smiling from the Prep win. Sharon would like nothing better than knock off Meadville. But then they don't play until next Thursday, and this is an interesting matchup here at Meadville. They will play the Fairview Tigers, who currently are also undefeated, having a great season. So that would be a great matchup between Fairview and Meadville next Thursday night at the House of Thrills. The schedule's kind of weird this year, and I did some research and found out the reason why teams are playing different days is because lack of officials.
Yeah.
We have guys officiating 4 games a week now.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the thing is, you probably noticed this because we talked about it last year during one of the games. You know, when you go into the gym and you look at who the officials are and their years of experience, and they're totaling 150 years.
Right.
You know, you might want to get some young blood in there.
Exactly. You know, we need, and I know one person that played at Meadville, played football at Meadville and basketball, and he's got Edinburgh University, and he went and got his basketball license and is doing some games just to get some money as he goes to college, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
So, yes, if any young male or female, you know, wants to earn some extra money, knows the game of basketball, doesn't mind getting yelled at from the stands and coaches, sometimes from broadcasters, including myself, you might want to earn some money. It's a thing that without the officials, we're not going to have any games.
Right. I remember I was in high school, and this was I was doing broadcasting on the radio, sports broadcasting on the radio. But I went to the athletic director, Joe Chalmers, at the time, and I said, I think I'd like to become a basketball official. He handed me the book. I took it home, opened it up. First question was like, if player A is standing at the baseline, player B. I was like, all right, that's it. I'm done. I'll stick to broadcasting.
Well, I actually did it for 2 years.
Did you?
Yeah, and I was probably the worst official in the history of basketball because what happened is I'd call a foul on a kid, and I started second guessing myself.
Oh yeah.
And you can't do that. You have to just forget it and go to the next play. And I didn't. I said, oh, maybe I shouldn't have called a foul on that kid. He seems like a nice kid. I don't know if he would have fouled. I'm saying that to myself. And I was dating my wife at that time, and the game would be over, and she'd shake her head. She goes, you better give it up because you can't. I said, what do you mean? She goes, I can't tell you. You're concerned about the foul you called an hour and a half ago. So, yeah, and then
You didn't apologize to the coaches after the game, did you?
No, but I tell you what, I had this distinct notion in Meadville here of throwing the best player, one of the best players in Meadville history, out of the gym. He was in 9th grade. He was in 8th grade. He was playing on the 9th grade team. They had a tournament. His name was Michael Burnett, who later went to St. Bonaventure to play. And I called a foul on him, and he started giving me a little lip, as a young kid would do, and I teed him up, and he kept continuing. I teed him up again, and you're gone. And then I said to myself, oh, my God, what did I do here? He was this little 8th grader out of the gym. Well, lo and behold, the next day, he's in my class, by the way, Luke. I taught 8th grade history. So next day, I'm up at the junior high, which no longer, as you know, is a school. And I see that, and he's tall at that time, too, taller than I was at that time. Big young man walking down the hall with his mother, and I'm saying, and my friend who's teaching, too, says, boy, you're in trouble. So his mother, Elizabeth, who's passed away now, a great lady, walked him down, and she said, Mr. Fiorillo, I want to talk to you, and I'm ready for it, I said, okay, and she said, my son has something to say to you. And I'm looking up at him, how tall he was, and he goes, Mr. Fiorillo, I'm sorry for my attitude yesterday. what a great thing the mom did.
Wow.
The kid was one of the best players ever in Meadville High School. A great young man. Led the team to the state game, which they lost on a bad call by the official that said Mike was got a technical for dunking, which he never got a technical for that all year long. And that's a whole other story we'll talk about someday about the official from here. He got hurt on the way down, so they had to get another official that called the technical. So Meadville ended up losing the state championship by a couple points, but yeah, I'll never forget that. And I said to myself after that, I said, I think I better do something else. I'm not officiating anymore. So 2 years was enough for me. I probably destroyed about 12 kids' lives, and that was enough.
But how many did you save in the classroom?
Yeah, I loved it. You know, and I loved teaching. I loved being an administrator, and that's why I still do broadcasting. I just love our young people everywhere.
Well, there's some
not just Meadville, everywhere. Our young people are great.
There's some things coming up. We're going to talk to you about those upcoming events in just a moment. 7:52 is our time. This is the Morning Drill on Stream Television and the Allegheny News Talk Sports Network. It's time to recycle some of that household waste, and the Cranberry Mall welcomes ECS&R on Saturday, January 28th from 9 to 1. Pre-register by visiting ECSR.net. Then stop inside and take advantage of some great New Year's deals at the Cranberry Mall.
Hospital partners, Meadville Medical Center and Titusville Area Hospital together provide a continuum of high-quality care across Crawford County. Both create the ultimate patient experience. Every patient, every time. Meadville Medical Center and Titusville Area Hospital are more than a hospital. We are a hospital partner, a community partner, a family partner, and a health partner.
Morrison Builder Supply in Titusville carries just about everything you need for your next home fix-it project or for contractors working on any size project. Whether it's electrical, lumber, plumbing, or paint, Morrison's has supplies to allow you to complete your project and get the job done. Attention outdoorsmen, Morrison's too has the best selection of guns, ammo, clothing, and other accessories in stock, and take advantage of great deals on muck boots. Morrison's and Morrison's too on West Central Avenue, Titusville.
Hi, I'm Janice, and I'm here to answer all your questions about EXP. Absolutely not. It's not complicated at all. It is much simpler than the old remote. Everything is compact, and it doesn't have near as many buttons. It tells you exactly what it's going to do. The green button right there, that's on demand. It's very clearly marked what each button is for. You don't have to figure it out.
You can't stop the snow, but that doesn't mean the snow has to stop you. Husqvarna clears the way with powerful new snow throwers that cut through snow like butter. Power steering means easy handling in all kinds of conditions. An available track drive keeps you moving no matter the icy terrain. You can't stop snow, but with a Husqvarna snow thrower, you can easily put it in its place. See the complete line of Husqvarna snow throwers today.
Sagertown Hardware rated Crawford County's #1 hardware store.
Did you know the Titusville Area Food Bank serves over 1,000 families every month across the region? The success wouldn't be possible without the help of our volunteer staff and the grocery and financial donations from people in the community. We serve the working poor who don't qualify for SNAP and provide a monthly food box for those families in need. Find out how you can make a difference today by calling the Titusville Area Food Bank at 827-2378.
Enrolling in Medicare can be an overwhelming and confusing process if you're not sure what to do. Vimes Insurance Services specializes in Medicare and prescription products all year long. We make the process simple by evaluating your needs and letting you know which product will work best for you. If you're turning 65 soon or just want to find out your options, call now for an appointment. We're local people who are here for you all year long. We have offices in Meadville, Erie, and now in Titusville at 150 West Central Avenue. Call Vimes Insurance Services today.
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home is dedicated to providing the highest level of service to Titusville and surrounding communities. Our family and staff continues the tradition started by Gordon B. Garrett in 1965, treating our clients with care and respect. Since then, we have grown, now in our third generation and in 2 locations, 303 North Washington Street and 203 East Main Street, Titusville. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, a history of tradition and commitment to excellence.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Back with Mike this morning, 7:57 is our time. And Mike, what's coming up?
If you love wrestling, and I don't mean WWE wrestling, I mean pure
Real
wrestling.
Yeah.
In the area, the 38th annual Meadville Tool City Wrestling Tournament is held starting this afternoon at 4 p.m. at Meadville High School. Goes through the entire evening, starting tomorrow morning about 9 o'clock. It'll last the whole day. 38 teams from Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York. Some of our local teams, Meadville, of course, will be there. Titusville, Jerome McLean, Sagertown, Cochraton, Franklin, Clearfield, which is not too local, Harbor Creek, Fort LaBeouf, Seneca Valley, Sharpsville, up and down in the Mercer County area. Just the Oil City host of teams will be there. And the team that's won the championship the most in the 38-year history is Reynolds. They've won it 8 times, and from 2003 to 2008, during that span, they won it every year. So they'll be there also.
Reynolds.
High school wrestling. This is the place to be. Meadville High School this afternoon and all day tomorrow. Great people. I mean, great young athletes wrestling for their schools and for themselves. Because again, wrestling is also an individual sport,
right?
And they can win the individual championship again.
Titusville took on Cochraton last night at the launch pad, and it's funny because we brought up Reynolds and just the history of their success with their wrestling program is just incredible.
It is. It's phenomenal. And it's interesting how some schools are better than others in different sports, And you mentioned wrestling in Pennsylvania, Reynolds comes to mind. If you mention wrestling in the 80s, Meadville that came to mind, because in the 80s, Meadville had a powerhouse wrestling program. Barry Anderson, the coach now, is trying to build that back up. And again, he's trying to do that through the elementary program. And it's critical in every sport now is to get kids involved at an early age. And, wrestling's a tough sport because you can't hide. I never wrestled, but I went to a lot of wrestling matches and still go to a couple here in Meadville. And you're out there against the other person, and you can't hide. Everybody's watching 2 people wrestle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Mike, getting ready to wrap things up here. We really need to make this a 4-hour segment and tackle a lot more here. But final thoughts before we head into the weekend?
Just to wish you and Mark a great week, and I'm going to go inside and I have to get off the tower here. But I was cold doing the report here at Meadville. But I hate the weather in the winter, but I love the activities, and you guys do a great job on stream covering wrestling and swimming along with basketball. So that's a great thing. And that's another sport, too, that doesn't get enough coverage is high school swimming. We have great young people in all the areas that swim. And you talk about a brutal. My neighbor, I got to make a shout-out to Wade Clark. My neighbor is only a sophomore. He's doing a phenomenal job for Meadville, and he does triathlons in the summer. So
wow.
It is, to me, amazing.
Well, Mike, have fun this weekend. Good luck tomorrow night, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Luke. Thanks, Mark. You guys have a great weekend. And by the way, your sportsman, McFerrin was one of the best wrestlers we've ever had, and he did very well in the Tool City history. Just wanted to throw that out there.
I'll tell you what, Lee's a great guy.
Awesome person.
All righty. Thanks, Mike. Have a good one.
You too, sir.
All right. News is next.